Hello, welcome to Engineering Economy, ENS 191. I am your instructor, Engineer Jana Joy S. Abelanosa of the Mechanical Engineering Department. So, general course information. This is ENS 191, course title, Engineering Economy. This is 3 units, which means 3 hours lecture per week. So, there is no prerequisite, but it's co-requisite with ENS 185. So, for the course description, this course deals with a study of concepts of the time value of money and equivalence, basic economic study methods, cost estimation, overview of feasibility study preparation, decisions under certainty, decisions recognizing risk, and decisions admitting uncertainty. Applications to material engineering. So this will be the points that I will discuss in this video. First is the introduction, and then definitions, interest, and then the time value of money. So engineering economy. Engineering economy is the analysis and evaluation of the factors that will affect the economic success of engineering projects to the end that a recommendation can be made which will ensure the best use of capital. But first, let us define what is capital. So, capital in business, it means the money a company needs to function and to expand. Diba? Sa kahit anong negosyo, kailangan mo ng capital in a form of money para lumago yung negosyo mo. Let's say, meron kang small business lang na live selling. So, you need cash to buy the things that you would sell. And then, you would need cash to buy a cell phone. Kasi live selling nga, kailangan mo mag-live stream. Baka kailangan mo ng ring light. Kailangan mo ng tao na tig-picture ng mga ukay-ukay or ano ba dyan. So, you have to pay labor costs. Or kahit sa mga anong tawag dito? Construction companies. So, you have to pay the workers. So, that is part of the capital. Yung binabayad mo doon sa mga trabahador. So, capital is typically cash or liquid assets. Yan yung commonly known. Cash or liquid assets being held or obtained for expenditures. Other expenditures as well is yung balik tayo doon sa live selling na example. So, diba, yung capital mo, you are using it to buy the things that you would sell. Other expenditures is internet connection or kuryente. So, yan, ginagamit yan lahat, yung cash, for the company or for the business to function and to expand. So, the capital is the term, it can be expanded to include all of a company's assets that have monetary value such as equipments, real estate, or inventory. So, lahat yan is capital. It's not only in cash, but also in equipments, real estate, yung buildings, yung lupa, and then inventories. So, what role do engineers play within a firm? What specific tasks are assigned to the engineering staff? And what tools and techniques are used or are available to improve a firm's profits? So, ano ba talaga yung role and task ng isang engineer sa isang kumpanya? So, engineers are called upon to participate in a variety of decision making. processes ranging from manufacturing and marketing to finances. So we will restrict our focus here to various economic decisions related to engineering projects. We refer to these decisions as engineering economic decisions. We could be in the design process. And then after that, hindi lang dyan mag-i-end yung role ng isang engineer. So, engineers also plan and invest capital on how to manufacture the design. And then, meron ding sa marketing. Meron tayong tinatawag ng mga sales engineer. And that is all to gain profit. So, as you can see in this picture, one of the primary functions of engineers is making capital budgeting decisions. So, engineers must consider the effective use of fixed capital assets such as buildings and machinery. One of the engineer's primary tasks is to plan for the acquisition of equipment or capital expenditure that will enable the firm to design and manufacture products economically. So, isang example, let's say dairy plant. So, sa isang dairy plant, of course, we know that it produces milk. So, sa isang dairy plant, engineers design the process. Yung mga engineer magda-decide kung ano yung mga equipment na bibilhin, na gagamitin for that dairy plant. So, usually, for a dairy plant, let's say, meron silang mga pasteurizers, heat exchangers, boiler, refrigeration system. Kasi, diba, yung milk is nasa-spoil. So, after a few years, when the dairy plant gained profit, yung capital ng dairy plant could be in a form of cash or equipments or real estate. Kung yung dairy plant mismo, meron silang land kung saan tinayo yung plant, that is real estate. So, yun yung mga capital. So, if they plan to expand or if they plan to gain more profit, yung dairy plant, they could expand and increase their production of milk para mas madami yung may benta nila, mas madami yung profit. But they could also, the engineer could also decide if it's more economical to add more products, not just milk, but it could also be pwede sila mag-add ng butter or kaya yogurt or cheese. So that is all milk-based products, diba? So that's an engineer's role to decide how to spend the capital. One of the role of engineers yan. So next, let's define some terms na may encounter natin sa economy. So first, consumer and producer goods and services. So consumer goods and services are those products or services that are directly used by people to satisfy their wants. So ito yung mga ano bang tawag dito? Mga bigas, shampoo, sabon, yung ginagamit natin as consumer. Producer goods and services naman are used to produce consumer goods and services or other produced goods. So, it could be raw materials to produce another product na ginagamit ng consumer. Next is necessities and luxuries. So, necessities are those products or services that are required to support human life and activities that will be purchased in somewhat the same quantity even though the price varies considerably. So, mga necessities natin is clothing, food, and a shelter or bahay, home. So that's our necessities. So even if nagmahal yung bigas, kailangan pa rin natin bumili ng bigas kasi that's our staple, that is a necessity. Luxury naman are those products or services that are desired by humans and will be purchased if money is available after the required necessities have been obtained. So luxuries can be in a form of yung mamahaling gadget, MacBook, iPhone, jewelries. Those are luxuries and those are not necessities. Hindi natin siya kailangan. Kahit wala tayo nun, we are still able to live. Next, competition, monopoly, and oligopoly. So perfect competition occurs in a situation where a commodity or service is supplied by a number of vendors and there is nothing to prevent additional vendors entering the market. So for example, nagtayo ka ng isang sari-sari store. So yung kapitbahay mo na marites gusto din niya magtayo ng sari-sari store. So, meron ka lang competition. So, there's nothing na nagsistop sa kanya na magtayo ng sari-sari store. So, perfect competition. Or, yung sa mga palengke, di ba? Hindi lang isa yung nagbebenta ng mga gulay, ng mga karne. So, perfect competition kasi walang nagsistop sa kanila na magbenta. So, monopoly naman is the opposite of perfect competition. So, a perfect monopoly exists when a unique product or service is available from a single vendor and that vendor can prevent the entry of all others into the market. So, yan. Monopoly, yung siya lang yung mag-isa na nagbebenta ng isang product or service and wala nang iba pang pwede or nape-prevent niya yung pagpasok ng competition. Oligopoly exists when there are so few suppliers of a product or service that action by one will almost inevitably result in similar action by the others. So for example, konti lang sila na for example, yung internet connection natin dati or internet service provider, 'di ba? Dalawa lang yung network natin, Smart and Globe. So if mag-increase yung Smart, pwede mag-increase yung Globe. But then sila lang yung dalawa yung nagko-compete. So if 1 pesos yung per text dati ni Globe, 1 pesos din yung per text ni Smart. So they can do that kasi sila lang yung nagbibigay ng service na ganyan. But now, dito was allowed. Meron ng dito, and since dito is mas mura kumpara sa Smart and Globe. Kaya ngayon, yung Smart and Globe is they are trying to yung service nila mas mura na compare before. Next is the law of supply and demand. So supply is the quantity of a certain commodity that is offered for sale at a certain price at a given place and time. So ito yung na-offer or ito yung supply ng, like for example, bigas. So maraming supply ng bigas or konti yung supply ng bigas, ganyan. Demand naman is the quantity of a certain commodity that is bought at a certain price at a given place and time. So, kung marami ang law of supply and demand, kung marami ang supply, Supply and demand. So supply is the quantity of a certain commodity that is offered for sale at a certain price at a given place and time, while demand is the quantity of a certain commodity that is bought at a certain price at a given place and time.